Jakara is really about creating lifelong activists. It's about seva, which is a fundamental Sikh principle. But it's one that's often neglected. It's the idea that, there are things that you as a Sikh individual need to do, but also you have a duty to a larger corporate Panthik body, and you could even say humanity. So Jakara is about focusing on the corporate aspect of Sikh identity, the Panth. It's about seva and creating activists. So not just people who are educated about Sikhi, though that is our intent. We use that education to increase the commitment to actual change. I got involved as a lot of people did in the early wave. I lived in Fresno, I knew many of the organizers, we were friends, so I got interested. Many of those people are still around, some of them are not. And I mean, for me, it was just the friendship that got me involved, but the content mattered, the kind of awareness and the consciousness raising, and the potential for reaching so many people. That's what really got me hooked. In general, what you're going to get out of this, I think, is that we are members of a larger body. We are Sikhs, and it's not just about individuals, about learning about Sikhi by yourself. It's about connecting with other Sikhs. It's also about doing things for other Sikhs, because today the Sikh Panth is definitely, when we talk about social issues, there's no real shortage of social issues and social problems affecting us as Sikhs. So the need for awareness of these issues is great. The need for action on these issues is even greater. There's so many similarities. Just look at the rhythm of hip-hop versus Bhangra. Just look at the same sense of style found in both communities in terms of looking good in terms of your dress. The popularity of Punjabi culture, Bhangra culture, Punjabi food, and the ubiquity of hip-hop culture throughout the United States, we can readily agree to this. Yet there's also a flip side, a kind of a dark side, in that black culture and Sikh culture, or even Punjabi culture, is denigrated in their respective communities. Both are seen as unintellectual, as strong but dumb, as fun and interesting and rhythmic, but lacking depth, lacking morality, prone to violence, and generally irrational. The idea that Sikhs could be poets and artists, scholars and statesmen, rather than simply soldiers and wrestlers and musicians, is, that idea is just never really considered in Indian society. It's similar with African Americans. When you try to break into fields such as, the professions, you're going to encounter that as an African American in the United States. There's a kind of patronizing treatment, even by those who consider themselves non-racist, because, they don't say what they think, and they might even dislike what they think, but in the back of their head, they don't see you as in the right place if you are a Sikh intellectual or an African American intellectual. My mom generally is supportive of anything I really do in terms of something that I'm committed to and passionate about. So I really thank her for her support. My dad, on the other hand, he doesn't show his love in the same way. He's more the strong, silent type. But I'm really confident that he has all the respect in the world, because he sees himself as somebody interested in Sikh causes. He's knowledgeable of his history. He can talk about big ideas. He's a genuine intellectual, so that's where I get my interest from. It's a lot comes from my father. I'm really a combination of both of them. They've done a good job, I think. They've really treated me well, taken care of me, and put me on the right path.
Definitely.
difficult question because, well, as a Sikh in America, I mean, things are pulling you in two different ways. You know, Western culture has a real Western culture, when you are raised in it, presents you with many fundamental beliefs that seem objective, but at the same time are based in Western experience. The idea of individualism versus sort of communalism, or community versus being part of something larger than yourself. You know, we always hear you're either an individualist or a collectivist. And Sikh psyche doesn't see those as opposites. You know, this is that as false dichotomy. You know, you're not individualist or collectivist. You're both and. You're an individual and you're part of a larger unit. You have duties to both. The individual without the group is, you know, a shell, and the collective without an individual is, you know, that's an oppressive place. Who would want that? Great folks of my generation kind of come to the realization only quite late, maybe in their late 20s or 30s, that there is a tension there between Sikhi and you know, pursuit of material gain. Sikhi, it has a certain austerity to it. You don't have to be an ascetic. In fact, you're not to be an ascetic. But the idea that the religion is based on is kind of egalitarianism. So if we forget that, we forget a part of who we are. And it's a real tension that we haven't fully explored. It's something that this generation is grappling with.
And this way, Jakara is kind of helping the youth kind of understand, educate.
In a way, we don't. I don't think we criticize classism enough, but it's definitely well, whether we know it or not, we as Sikhs in the West, in the diaspora, are in between two cultures. And being, you know, I guess the second generation, my parents were born in India and they moved here and I was born here. I guess that makes me second generation. So being second generation, you are actually, by your daily actions, creating a new Sikh culture in the diaspora. Questions on the food you eat, the way you dress, dating, alcohol, all that. What we do today will create the Sikh identity in the diaspora through our own actions that we do sometimes without thinking about them. So one of the things about Jakara is it gets us to consciously realize our agency. It gets us to consciously realize that we are creating our Panth through our own individual daily actions.